Hours are on the clock. The San Francisco 49ers are now on the clock. With the next selection, it's the Washington Commanders.
I got Juju. I ain't pick that nigga.
It's the Cleveland Browns now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Los Angeles Chargers.
Fucking Juju.
Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. With the next selection, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. The Buffalo Bills are now on the clock. The Green Bay Packers are now on the clock. The New York Giants on the clock. Next up, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. The Jaguars are on the clock now. The Jaguars are on the clock.
Nigga, big Juju out of shit, brother.
With the next selection, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. And now on the clock, it's the 49ers. Next up, it's the Packers on the clock. On the clock now, the Buffalo Bills. Next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. On the clock now, the Dallas Cowboys.
Let me see if Bradley Chubb's expecting Bradley Chubb, man. Let me see. He's still out here. He's not mean. Can he still be out there? I'm gonna take him. Doing offense.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock. The Philadelphia Eagles on the clock now.
That nigga double wood. They disrespected Bobby. Gotta take it.
Now on the clock,
Fast.
the Los Angeles Chargers. The Atlanta Falcons are now on the clock.
They moving, hold up.
Next up, the Cleveland Browns are on the clock. Next up, the Commanders are on the clock. Now on the clock, the San Francisco 49ers.
They moving now. Look at these two picks. I'm gonna go upstairs. Let me see.
The Denver Broncos are now on the clock.
Ain't nobody running. I'm gonna have to take him.
It's the Carolina Panthers now on the clock. The New York Jets are now on the clock. It's the New Orleans Saints now on the clock.
Damn. They recorded something 91 speed. Ain't bad.
And now on the clock, the Minnesota Vikings. And now on the clock, it's the Arizona Cardinals. On the clock now, it's the Miami Dolphins. Next up, the Patriots are on the clock. It's the Bears now on the clock.
I gotta go use it. Who wanna be using it on defense?
On the clock now, the Houston Texans.
Yeah. Huh. After I hit this next go around, we're gonna see it bang, bang, bang.
With the next selection, the Lions are on the clock. With the next pick, the Raiders are on the clock.
Come on. I'll go see it after that.
On the clock now, the Kansas City Chiefs. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock.
Took Dylan Bush. That's not using. Now we good.
The Los Angeles Rams are up. They're on the clock.
Linebackers on defense. We come back later and get that. We're going to go on offense now. Yeah, we come back.
Now on the clock, the Rams.
Ducks right now. Two superstars or whatever.
The Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock.
Star on him. Come on, man. Hurry up. Star on him.
The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock.
Screaming. Campbell right in the middle. Right at the nose. Put that big nigga right at the nose, player.
On the clock now, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We're gonna tear shit up. Put it right at the nose. He go on that side. He on that side. He put his hand
On the clock now, the Detroit Lions. Now on the clock, the Texans.
I put my broadcast up. When people post my shit, I just come down and look at it. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. I might go O-line first. Yeah, I might have to. Next 4 picks be O-line. Boom, boom, boom. The O-line straight. Okay, anything else?
The Chicago Bears are now on the clock.
Gotta get some music. Come on, bruh. It must have been 20 seconds now.
It's the New England Patriots now on the clock. With the next pick, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. The Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock. On the clock now, the New Orleans Saints. Next up, the Jets are on the clock. The Carolina Panthers now on the clock. The 49ers on the clock now. The Cleveland Browns are now on the clock.
A group of 10 young black visionaries making change in their communities. You can check out the McDonald's Change Leaders and learn more about what they're up to at mcdchangeleaders.com. That's mcdchangeleaders.com.
The Black Effect Podcast Network has teamed up with American Express to take you on a tour of one of the most exciting cities, Miami. We're going to take you on a journey through the sights and sounds and
With the next selection, the Falcons are on the clock.
Family-friendly locations like Wynwood or a quick trip to the trampoline park. You can listen to this episode now on The Breakfast Club or the Black Effect Presents show feed. Come see how you can find your story to tell when you're with Amex.
Hi guys, it's me, Melissa McCarthy.
The Chargers are up now. They're on the clock.
In the USA, and that's why I'm booking somewhere, anywhere, a cozy cottage where I can ski, as if somewhere, anywhere, like glamping, so I don't have to go outside to pee.
Find hotels, vacation rentals, and more. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Need more denim in your life? JCPenney is the go-to destination. Skinny to loose, bootcut to crops, distressed and clean cut. We help families rise, roll, fade, and flare to fit all the right places. Brands like Levi's, Arizona Jean Company, Mutual Weave, and more. Styles you can wear everywhere, in sizes for everyone. Check out the denim you crave in-store, and we're never short on options at jcp.com.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles now on the clock.
The all-new Nissan Ariya is a fully loaded EV. It's brimming with style and power,
Up to 389 horses of it.
innovation, and intelligence.
E-Force all-wheel drive.
It'll pin you to your seat.
Your big plush seat.
The all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with E-Force expected availability early 2023. Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. E-Force is 389 horsepower available on Platinum Plus. Nissan calculations in 1-foot rollout testing with long-range battery. E-Force only in 4 will be step up. These results are for comparison only and should not be assumed on public roads. Drive responsibly. See NissanUSA.com for details.
I want to break free. Ready to break free? Take your dream vacation with Norwegian Cruise Line to Europe, Alaska, the Caribbean, and more. Book today and get 50% off all cruises all over the world. Plus, enjoy free airfare for second guests, free unlimited open bar, free specialty dining, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE.
The Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock now. It's the Dallas Cowboys now on the clock.
Professional makeup, only in iHeartland on Roblox. Check out the new makeup drop from NYX Professional Makeup. 5 hot new products. 3 bold new looks for you and your avatar to try on. Slay the pink carpet. It's loud, it's bold, it's new. It's the House of NYX Professional Makeup in iHeartland on Roblox. Find your new look today. Start playing at iHeartRadio.com/iHeartland.
Brought to you by Estella COS. If you're hot and bothered about hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, You're not alone. We want you to know there's more to it than just being overheated. It's a real medical condition called BMS.
Next up, the Titans are on the clock.
The medical name for the hot flashes and night sweats women experience during menopause. BMS can impact many aspects of your life, including your sleep, concentration, work, and relationships. And even though every middle-aged woman will experience
The Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock.
80% of menopausal women will experience BMS. Few feel comfortable enough to discuss their symptoms with their family and friends, or even their healthcare provider. So, to all the smoking hot women out there, BMS due to menopause is worth talking about. And there's no
It's strong.
you can learn more at whatsbms.com. That's whatsbms.com. And importantly, start the conversation with your healthcare provider about BMS.
Back to that hip hop.
If you've been in an accident, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE. That's 866-954-66.
It's the Buffalo Bills now on the clock.
That's exactly what it is. When I go by the name of DJ
Watch it.
Kiss with me. What we got coming up? I got that little baby hay up next. Sick of from Travis Scott and Drizzy and
Uncle Draft is
too. So let's go in here. Let's go. 866-964 BEAT. The J Kiss. What's going on 1035beat.com?
I can't believe it, but I gotta report it.
Okay.
Kodak Black side with Uncle Trump.
Uncle Trump.
Careful.
Little Uncle Trump.
Perfect word.
Alright, if you want to know what he's talking about, go on 1035beat.com, type in that keyword.
Bulletproof.
Yes, ma'am.
On the clock now, it's the
Geno
Green Bay
Smith.
Packers.
Yeah.
The New York Giants are now on the clock. The Bengals now on the clock. With the next pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. On the clock now, the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock.
Stay connected to the culture. Hit us on Twitter at 1035 The Beat.
My favorite is cutting y'all, but she won't even let me know the reason. Probably wanna hug her, miss me,
Now on the clock, the Giants. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock. It's the Bills now on the clock. On the clock now, the Seattle Seahawks. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. It's the Cowboys now on the clock. It's the Steelers now on the clock. Now we turn to the Eagles. They're on the clock. The Los Angeles Chargers now on the clock.
Wake up with us weekday mornings on 103.5 The Beat.
Take the seal with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out, boys. That's Nike boys hopping our coast. Way too big when we pull up, give me the loot.
On the clock now, it's the Atlanta Falcons. With the next selection, the Browns are on the clock. It's now the San Francisco 49ers pick. They're up. Next up, it's the Broncos on the clock.
Stacy Dash, most of these girls ain't got a clue. All of these hoes, I made all records I produce. I might take all my exes and put them all in a group. Hit my essays, I need the boost. I can turn this function.
With the next selection, the Carolina Panthers on the clock.
Treat me like I'm Uncle Lou. Drop the top off, it's just a roof. She said, where we going? And I said, the home.
With the next selection, the New York Jets.
Now I gotta open, it's just a ghost. Who put this shit together? I'm the glue. Someone said, shorty face, coming out the blue. Someone said. I did have a Zan, 13 hours till I land, have it out like a light, slept through the flight, not for the night.
The New Orleans Saints are now on the clock.
Man, I still got to settle, man, I crept down the block, made a right, set the lights.
Let's take deep inside first.
It is sweet, it's on sight, nothing nice, Jesus Christ. When I shoot my shot, that's wetty like a jet. See the shots that I took, wet like I'm booked, wet like I'm lazy. I be spinning body several blocks till I'm busy. Like wait, no one's
The Minnesota Vikings are now on the clock.
back in high school, I used to bust into the feds. Now I be on with doubles in my head. I didn't have a Zan, 13 hours till I land.
The Baltimore Ravens are on the clock now. The Miami Dolphins now on the clock. The New England Patriots are
Take
now
somebody.
on the clock. The Chicago Bears are on the clock now.
What we got on the way, JK?
He's outside here.
On the clock now, the Houston Texans.
Oh, these niggas old.
The Detroit Lions now on the clock. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. The Chiefs are on the clock. It's now the Indianapolis Colts selection. On the clock now, the Los Angeles Rams. The Colts now on the clock. The Kansas City Chiefs now on the clock. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. It's the Detroit Lions now on the clock. The Houston Texans are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Chicago Bears. On the clock now, the New England Patriots. On the clock now, the Baltimore Ravens.
Get this line together.
The Cardinals on the clock now. With the next selection, the Saints are on the clock. The New York Jets on the clock now. The Panthers are on the clock. The San Francisco 49ers are now on the clock.
This one's for the girls. Come on, ladies.
The Washington Commanders are now on the clock. It's the Atlanta Falcons now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Los Angeles Chargers. Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. With the next selection, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. Now the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. The Buffalo Bills are now on the clock. The Green Bay Packers are now on the clock. The New York Giants on the clock. The Jaguars are on the clock now. The Jaguars are on the clock. Next up, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. And now on the clock, it's the 49ers. Next up, it's the Packers on the clock. On the clock now, the Buffalo Bills. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. On the clock now, the Dallas Cowboys. The Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock. The Philadelphia Eagles on the clock now. Now on the clock, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Is Zeke a star or a superstar? Man, they broke Zeke down.
The Atlanta Falcons are now on the clock. It's the Cleveland Browns now on the clock. Now on the clock, the Washington Commanders. Now on the clock, the San Francisco 49ers. On the clock now, it's the Denver Broncos.
A wonderful reminder that a little kindness is never really little. Your money looks like you're lucky.
I'm gonna get this line together now.
Oh yeah. Let me just toss all these $20 bills. Great. Let me grab you a trash can. Stop. Instead of going
I take him.
It's the Carolina Panthers now on the clock. The New York Jets are now on the clock.
Sometimes you just gotta look. You want some development. He got development on him.
I'm talking about the 2023 McDonald's Change Leaders. As part of the McDonald's Black and Positively Golden, McDonald's has announced the 2023 Black and Positively Golden Change Leaders, a group of 10 young Black visionaries making change in your community. You can check out the McDonald's Change Leaders and learn more about what they're up to at
It's the New Orleans Saints, now on the clock.
The Black Effect Podcast Network has teamed up with American Express to take you on a tour of one of the
It grow better. Oh.
It's now the Arizona Cardinals selection. They're on the clock.
Family-friendly locations like Wynwood or a quick trip to the trampoline park. You can listen to this episode now on the Breakfast Club or the Black Effect Present Show feed. Come see how you can
That right
tell your
tap.
story to tell in your life.
I'm going to somewhere, anywhere. A beach house, a tree house. Honestly, I don't care.
Find the perfect vacation rental anywhere in the U.S. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Need more
Next up, it's the Dolphins on the clock.
Skinny to loose, boot cut to cross, distressed and clean cut. We help families rise, roll, fade, and flare to fit all the right places. Brands like Levi's, Arizona Jean Company, Mutual Weave, and more. Styles you can wear everywhere.
So I won.
Check out the denim you crave in store and wherever showed on options at jcp.com. Style is in our jeans. Get your denim at jcp.
Chicken going fast.
The Bears now on the clock.
Roblox. You want to hang out? Swing by the State Farm neighborhood in iHeartland on Roblox. You can come see me for a fun daily quest. Snag some swag or ride our Ferris wheel. And if you go to a concert at State Farm Park, you can rock out with some of the music.
Somebody banged him already.
To get started,
Yeah.
iHeartRadio.com/Roblox. Like your neighbor, State Farm is there.
If you're hot and bothered about
On the clock now, the Houston Texans.
There's more to it than just being overheated. It's a real medical condition called EMS.
It's the Bucks now on the clock.
The medical name for the hot flashes and night sweats women experience during menopause. VMS can impact many aspects
That
of your
fucking
life,
bum.
including your sleep, concentration,
That was a
work,
disaster.
relationships. And even though
With the next
I love to
pick,
come
the
back.
Kansas City Chiefs are
You
now
can
on
stop
the
playing.
clock. Next up, the
You
Indianapolis
going to
Colts are on the clock.
few feel comfortable enough to discuss their
Jesus,
symptoms with
son.
their family and friends or even their healthcare provider. So to all the smoking hot women out there, VMS due to menopause is worth talking about. And there's an entire website dedicated to validating and educating about the condition. You can learn more at whatsvms.com. That's whatsvms.com. And importantly, start the conversation with your healthcare provider about VMS.
Did you know Nissan EV?
The Los Angeles Rams now on the clock.
Quick trip to Pluto and back. And what's to learn along the way? Well, that an EV can take on the world, like the Nissan Leaf. It can move racing forward and take your breath away, like the all-new Nissan Ariya.
The Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock.
8 miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010. Ariya not yet available for purchase. Expected availability late fall, subject to change.
You got no draw on you. You can't build.
$300 instant rebate when you buy 3 or more eligible.
On the clock now, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Like a stainless steel kitchen suite. Plus free delivery when you spend $396 or more.
Now on the clock, it's the Las Vegas Raiders.
Appliances for less at Lowe's today. Back at Lowe's Price Promise.
With the next selection, the Lions are on the clock.
Snatched at the House of Nick's Professional Makeup, only in iHeartland on Roblox. Check out the new makeup drop from Nick's Professional Makeup. 5 hot new products. 3 bold new looks for you and your avatar to try on. Slay the pink carpet. It's loud, it's bold, it's new. It's the House of Nick's Professional Makeup in iHeartland on Roblox. Find your new look today. Start playing at iHeartRadio.
The Chicago Bears are now on the clock.
This is Kaden Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that Auto Trader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on the face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with Auto Trader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home, or that I can shop by price on Auto Trader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy.
Next up, the Patriots are on the clock.
You find all the good ones on Amazon Music. I now know all about the sex lives of people in the Middle Ages and...
With the next selection, the Ravens are on the clock.
Good, you come back.
You don't want to know. I'm also learning how to make money in retirement. And I never have to worry about midterms. Hey, your broken dream, right?
Hey, my son.
All the music and top podcasts are free.
It's an athlete. Now we're going.
The dirt-streaked, smelly sweatpants from Tuesday's bootcamp class. Not to mention the sorting. We get it. You don't have to love laundry to love Arm & Hammer Plus Oxygen.
And now, on the clock, it's the Arizona Cardinals.
Hygienic clean. Laundry will always be laundry, and it'll go out. You'll crush it.
We got Deontay Swift, J.K. Dobbins.
If you've been in an accident, call them 24/7 at 866-954-MORE. That's 866-954-66.
On the clock now, the New Orleans Saints.
All right, listen, we inside. It's your big homie DJ Bulletproof alongside J Kiss. I got Lil Uzi Vert up next with Just Wanna Rock. Lil Baby and Gunna coming through with Close Friends, and Burna Boy with Michael Gas coming up in less than 10 minutes.
Get my receiver now.
All right, J Kiss. What's popping on 103.5 to beat down?
So this is what's happening, brother. This meets he is a fashion Tyreek.
Really?
There's like a ghost hour beef going on right now. It's like bulletproof.com, keyword bulletproof.
All right, let's get to this new joint for the homie Metro Boomin. It's creeping. Featuring The Weeknd and 21 Savage. Listen to it.
Next up, the Jets are on the clock.
That's my boy, man. Hey, right.
The Carolina Panthers now on the clock. The Denver Broncos are on the clock. The 49ers on the clock now. With the next selection, it's the Washington Commanders. Next up, the Cleveland Browns are on the clock. The Chargers are up now. They're on the clock.
This is 103.5 to beat.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles now on the clock. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock now. It's the Dallas Cowboys now on the clock. Next up, the Titans are on the clock.
To you with a breakfast club. We call 1035 the beat home. You should too.
Next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock. It's the Buffalo Bills now on the clock.
Made a promise I won't use you, play my cards right, I won't lose you. Got on tuning like I'm used to, got some on me like me Guru. I go to see you, go Google, lose my cool and all. And I know that was wrong, my shit.
The New York Giants are now on the clock.
I told the truth that I've been lying. I gave you less, I tried to buy in. I used to be young, I'm sorry for what I did. You take me back if I was you and I did what I did, I probably would.
With the next selection, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock.
Okay, sure, I'm getting itchy
With the next pick,
I'll take
the
it.
Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock.
Now we can't see that shit. It's fucked up. You can't see your team. You can't dress them. It's terrible.
The Bengals now on the clock.
Got a star? No. Double wood. That's Blacklist, that nigga. Double wood, man. Ain't nobody want these fuck ass players.
Now on the clock, the Giants.
Look, he got a star on him, look. Man.
On the clock now, it's the Green Bay Packers.
Look at my picture. Oh, 23 coming out. See, when it's like this, you can see it. It's coming real quick. I don't do none of that. Really.
It's the Bills now on the clock.
Why are two people watching? They're watching what I'm doing. What the fuck is that, man?
The Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock.
I'm just trying to see what line. I see him. Dang. Nobody left.
It's the Cowboys now on the clock.
Bringing him in.
Now we turn to the Eagles. They're on the clock.
I don't need him. He not what I need.
The Los Angeles Chargers now on the clock. With the next selection, the Falcons are on the clock. The Cleveland Browns are now on the clock.
Not this one, man.
It's now the San Francisco 49ers pick. They're up. The Denver Broncos are now on the clock. With the next selection, the Carolina Panthers on the clock.
Nobody, man.
The New Orleans Saints are now on the clock.
That's oh shit, man. What you doing, bro? What is you doing?
It's now the Vikings' turn. On the clock. The Baltimore Ravens now on the clock.
Oh shit. Look at him and Denzel Mims. Mims is 7.
On the clock now, it's the Miami Dolphins. It's the New England Patriots now on the clock.
Look at double wood. Lost it.
Now on the clock, the Texans. On the clock now, the Detroit Lions. Next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock.
That's it. 27. Come back.
The Chiefs are on the clock. It's now the Indianapolis Colts selection.
Here I am, suffering, standing, in love.
The Los Angeles Rams are up. They're on the clock. The Colts now on the clock. The Kansas City Chiefs now on the clock.
Here you go, girl. Now watching under. Before I go pick ear pick. He's terrible, man. He must be. Well, you be on any type of thing and try to get it. Nothing.
With the next
terrible.
The Raiders are on the clock.
He's terrible. Anything that I'm on, he see it. That motherfucker go right and pick that shit.
On the clock now, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Detroit Lions now on the clock.
I ain't fucking with him, man. Probably went down and he watching what I'm there, you go.
The Chicago Bears are on the clock now.
I'm a development.
The New England Patriots are now on the clock. The Baltimore Ravens are on the clock now.
Yeah, I see you. Let's go back and get all the stars. Oh, let me go back up here.
The Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock.
I got a whole motherfucking, what's that, 12? 18. Hey, it's a shit I go all the way around.
The Minnesota Vikings now on the clock. With the next selection, the Saints are on the clock. With the next selection, the New York Jets. The Panthers are on the clock. Next up, it's the Broncos on the clock. The San Francisco 49ers are now on the clock. Next up, the Commanders are on the clock.
This is a real story of kindness, shared with us by customer.
With the next selection, the Browns are on the clock.
Decided to treat myself to a birthday drink. And the barista, she was so nice. She helped me pick out my drink. And then when I rolled up to the drive-thru window, she had called over a few other baristas to sing happy birthday to me. It was such a surprise.
Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock.
Great reminder that a little kindness is never really little.
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
I never thought about space in my cramped apartment.
It's the Steelers now on the clock.
Sofa and ottoman look like tiny islands in a sea of hardwood floors. I could get 2 ottomans in the living room, but I need another sofa. I could tell people I'm into minimalism.
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided in service by affiliates and third-party insurers.
Hey y'all, what up? It's DJ Envy, and I think there are some people who need to know. Maybe you see them hanging out with Miss Kiki Palmer on social media. I'm talking about the 2023 McDonald's Change Leaders. As part of the McDonald's Black and
The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock.
Black and Positively Golden Change Leaders, a group of 10 young black visionaries making change in their communities. You can check out the McDonald's Change Leaders and learn more about what they're up to at mcdchangeleaders.com. That's mcdchangeleaders.com.
I want to break free. Ready to break free? Take your dream vacation with Norwegian Cruise Line to Europe, Alaska, the Caribbean, and more. Book today and get 50% off all cruises all over the world. Plus, enjoy
It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock.
Dining and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line.
The Buffalo Bills are now on the clock.
The Black Effect Podcast Network has teamed up with American Express to take you on a tour of one of the most exciting cities, Miami. We're going to take you on a journey through the sights and sounds and eats and so much more. Whether it's dinner in South Beach or family-friendly locations like Wynwood or a quick trip to the trampoline park. You can
The New York Giants on the clock.
The Black Effect Presents show feed. Come see how you can find your story to tell when you're with Amex.
Need more denim in your life? JCPenney is the go-to destination. Skinny to loose, bootcut to crops.
On the clock now, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Shade and flare to fit all the right places. Brands like Levi's, Arizona Jean Company, Mutual Weave, and more. Styles you can wear everywhere, in sizes for everyone. Check out the denim you crave in-store, and we're never short on options.
The Jaguars are on the clock now.
Get your denim at JCPenney.
Hi guys, it's me, Melissa McCarthy. Did you know that Booking.com is a great way to book any kind of stay in the USA? And that's why I'm booking somewhere.
The Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock.
Ski, as if somewhere, anywhere, like glamping, so I don't have to go outside to pee.
Find hotels, vacation rentals, and more. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing. The ceramide.
The Green Bay Packers are on the clock.
Dermatologist contains 3 essential ceramides to replenish ones I've lost and help restore my natural barrier.
On the clock now, the Buffalo Bills. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans.
CeraVe, the #1 dermatologist recommended skincare brand.
The all-new Nissan Ariya is a fully loaded EV. It's brimming with style and power.
Up to 389 horses of it.
Innovation and intelligence.
Equals all-wheel drive.
It'll pin you to your seat.
Your big plush seat.
The all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya.
With the next selection, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the clock now, it's the Los Angeles Chargers.
guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that Auto Trader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home.
On the clock now, it's the Atlanta Falcons.
No one told me that with Auto Trader,
It's the Cleveland Browns, now on the clock.
On Auto Trader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto Trader. The man's been in Dover Law Firm. If you've been in an accident, call them 24/7 at 866-954-MORE. That's 866-954-6673.
Yo, it's 103.5 The Beat.
All right, we back like we never left. This is Big Homie DJ Bulletproof alongside Jay Kiss. What's up next? We got that Future Love You Better.
The Washington Commanders are now on the clock.
But Jay Kiss, I need you to put us on. Let us know what's going on 1035thebeat.com.
So this is what's happening, Bullet. You might have to bop your little homie upside the head. That's Kodak Black, though. He's a fam. He's siding with.
Now on the clock, the San Francisco 49ers.
I also said, I don't necessarily blame him. I mean, if you want to know what's going on, log on 1035thebeat.com.
Keyword, bulletproof.
Let's be clear, that show was absolutely fire. So I disagree on that, but I see where Kodak has his license. Yeah. Log on 1035thebeat.com.
On the clock now, it's the Denver Broncos. It's the Carolina Panthers, now on the clock. The New York Jets, on the clock now. It's the New Orleans Saints, now on the clock. The Cardinals, on the clock now. On the clock now, the Baltimore Ravens.
Here, come on.
With the next pick, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. On the clock now, the Chicago Bears. It's the Detroit Lions, now on the clock. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. With the next pick, the Kansas City Chiefs are now on the clock. The Indianapolis Colts are on the clock.
What, he had a star on it? I just want to see y'all play with regular people. Hey, Lord. Why you didn't want to spray me?
Now on the clock, the Rams. On the clock now, the Los Angeles Rams. The Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock.
You know, he went down there and stole all them.
On the clock now, the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the Bucks now on the clock. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. On the clock now, the New England Patriots.
Oh, shit.
With the next selection, the Ravens are on the clock.
Oh, I'll take it. Thank you. I'll take you. Appreciate you. I'll come back and get that receiver. Where's that receiver now? I can't even remember.
It's now the Arizona Cardinals selection. They're on the clock. On the clock now, the New Orleans Saints. The Carolina Panthers now on the clock. The 49ers on the clock now. Now on the clock, the Washington Commanders. Next up, the Cleveland Browns are on the clock. Now on the clock, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Need to remember who y'all talking to. It's the Slaughter Gang CEO. I got for you if I'm not working, girl. If I'm busy,
The Philadelphia Eagles on the clock now. The Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Dallas Cowboys. Next up, the Titans are on the clock. On the clock now, the Seattle Seahawks. The Green Bay Packers are now on the clock. And now on the clock, it's the 49ers. The Jaguars are on the clock. With the next pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock.
21, my Eddie, so the knife is on the gate. All the dogs eating off a bottle rock plate. See Drake and they underestimate. Take it from a vet, that's a rookie.
Next up, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. The New York Giants are now on the clock. Next up, it's the Packers on the clock. It's the Buffalo Bills now on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock now. It's the Philadelphia Eagles now on the clock. The Chargers are up now. They're on the clock. It's the Atlanta Falcons now on the clock. The Cleveland Browns are now on the clock. With the next selection, it's the Washington Commanders. It's now the San Francisco 49ers pick. They're up. With the next selection, the Carolina Panthers on the clock. The New Orleans Saints are now on the clock. And now, on the clock, it's the Arizona Cardinals. The Baltimore Ravens now on the clock. The Miami Dolphins now on the clock. Next up, the Patriots are on the clock. It's the Bears now on the clock.
What's that? With the next selection, the Lions are on the clock. The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock. The Chiefs are on the clock. It's now the Indianapolis Colts selection.
The Los Angeles Rams now on the clock. The Colts now on the clock. The Kansas City Chiefs now on the clock. Next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. On the clock now, the Detroit Lions. The Houston Texans are now on the clock.
I always get it.
The Chicago Bears are now on the clock.
Maybe got to.
It's the New England Patriots now on the clock. The Baltimore Ravens are on the clock now.
Fast as shit, ain't no. Fast. Yeah, these are the ones.
The Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock. With the next selection, the Saints are on the clock.
I might go on Isabella. Yeah, that motherfucker. Old Milton.
The Denver Broncos are on the clock.
66 release ain't shit. He's not getting off the ball. What the hell? Who the fuck is this?
The San Francisco 49ers are now on the clock.
Old as hell, huh? Fast as shit.
Next up, the Commanders are on the clock.
They like picking you. Slow motherfucker. You're terrible. Look like turtles. It's mad. Somebody picking his bum ass. Look slow as shit.
With the next selection, the Browns are on the clock. The Los Angeles Chargers now on the clock.
What's that take? Regular Cloud, but bastard. That's Sky Moore. Terrible. Nobody don't want him.
Now we turn to the Eagles.
Nigga,
They're
on
on the clock. It's the Steelers now on the clock.
He's still watching
It's
me
the
and shit.
Dallas Cowboys now
Dick
on the
riding.
clock. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. It's the Bills now on the clock. Now on the clock, the Giants. With the next selection, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. On the clock now, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Let's see the tackles put out here. Let's see, I got him.
The Bengals now on the clock. The New York Giants on the clock. The Buffalo Bills are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. With the next selection, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Duck season. Pitching season.
Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. The Atlanta Falcons are now on the clock. It's the Cleveland Browns now on the clock. The Washington Commanders are now on the clock. Now on the clock, the San Francisco 49ers. The Denver Broncos are now on the clock. The Panthers are on the clock. It's the New Orleans Saints now on the clock. The Cardinals on the clock now. On the clock now, the Baltimore Ravens.
Starbucks iced chicken espresso.
Next up, it's the Dolphins on the clock.
With a splash of milk. Customize it to match
The Chicago Bears are on the clock now.
a good day.
Progressive presents Adjusting
All right,
to the
that's the whole
Suburbs.
D.
The Detroit Lions now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Look, when I asked him all a year ago,
Let me get let me get that wide receiver shit out here.
With the next pick, the Kansas City Chiefs are now on the clock. The Los Angeles Rams are up. They're on the clock.
Maybe you see them hanging out with Miss Kiki Palmer on social media. I'm talking about the 2020 McDonald's cheeseburger. As part of the McDonald's Black Positive.
Dang. They did it like that? Dang. 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 Like that?